The 1000 Women Trust is embarking on a campaign to help teachers and pupils address bullying in schools. Earlier this year, grade 10 Limpopo pupil Lufuno Mavhunga died by suicide after a video of her being assaulted by pupils went viral. In the latest bullying incident to go viral, a boy from Belgravia High School has been suspended after he allegedly set a girl's hair on fire while teasing her in class. Joining me now to unpack this issue is the Trust's Thiart. Tina, thank you for joining me. So you have decided that you will actually take and tackle this issue head on. Give me an overview of, your bullying project, how it speaks to teachers, parents, as well as pupils.
Thank you very much for having me. Yes, as we all understand, it appears that bullies are perpetrators in later life. And we work with gender-based violence. And therefore, we have decided that we need to jump in and help schools, teachers, and parents how to deal with bullying. So we have started a WhatsApp training group for teachers and parents, and we have designed and printed guidelines for schools so that they can deal with the necessary policies and the rules. And then obviously we have to do restoration. So we're working with parents to deal with the trauma that the children have experienced so that we can help those children to, again, have confidence and get back into school and have a rightful place in school.
So when I look through some of the guidelines that you have developed, you place a strong emphasis on the issue of ICT technology. Is that a repetition? Anyway, ICTs and the use thereof and social media. You give tips to teachers as well as to parents as well as pupils on how to embrace ICTs and social networks, and parents downloading and being familiar with these technologies. Why is that important?
Yes, I think that especially now with having cell phone and even all our children are running around with smartphones, we actually never address the issue of what are rules, what is safe cell phone use, and what is cyberbullying. You can just go on the social media pages and you will see how parents even bully one another on social media, where they just say what they want and they take photos of people and they just distribute it on social media. And that is what the children are doing, and that is cyberbullying. And we in South Africa have to have training sessions with our children, with our parents, and with teachers so that we could understand the impact of cyberbullying. It doesn't matter if people do it on social media or if they just send your photo around to everybody. It is really traumatizing children, and we have to set the pace on what we expect, how people should act on social media and on the internet. So yes, we have paid lots of attention to it. We've also done a research, and we have found that most of the women that we deal with do not know how to use the right apps to report, for example, gender-based violence. And the children also, they don't know what is right or wrong, so they don't report. So therefore, we have to teach everybody around the country what is cyberbullying, and how to respect one another's rights.
There's something you mentioned, Tina, about the linkages between bullying in school and the situation we face around violence against women and children. Is that something that's coming out from your research and some of the work that you have done, that there's at the very least a dotted line that connects the two?
Definitely. At the moment, 52% of scholars, learners in schools report bullying. 52%. That is quite high. And then secondly, our research shows that 90% of perpetrators of gender-based violence, those domestic violence perpetrators, actually were bullies at school. So we also pay a lot of attention to deal with the bully. How can we help him or her to deal with their trauma, and how they can then become positive leaders instead of being the bullies at school. We can't lock everybody up. We've seen now they have put those children in jail with the case you have mentioned. But we can't lock our children up. We as parents and teachers have to create safe spaces where they can discuss the issues, where the trauma can be dealt with, and where we can get to where everybody is healed. And you know, something that disturbed me were those bystanders. They were just laughing and urging them on to hit the girl, where we should be talking to our children to care about each other, to show empathy, and to actually use those videos to go report the bullies instead of traumatizing the victim of bullies. So there are lots of work for us to be done.
What's the enthusiasm for the programs that you offer, and also in terms of further availability for more schools and more pupils, parents and teachers to be exposed to it?
Okay, so we've already had more than 2,500 people on our school bully training program that happens on WhatsApp, and all of them have gone to visit schools, and the reports were disturbing because although the department has put out policies to the schools of how to deal with bullying, it seems like it was something that was just shelved and not being implemented. So those people have gone to the schools, they have spoken about the rules, what is the consequences for bullying, and what would be the restoration for the victims of the bully. So that is doing very well. And just a little bit, we do trauma training for parents and for community-based organizations. And we've already had 5,000 people who have done the trauma training on our WhatsApp groups. So people can join in at any day. We have this week, every Monday, we start a new group, and it takes about 2 weeks on WhatsApp. It's really informative, and they can all share and ask questions. And we learn a lot of what happens in our schools in these WhatsApp groups.